Thank you so much for volunteering to participate in the community-based monitoring program for surveillance of Eurasian watermilfoil this year on your lake. We hope that this video serves you well in training to see what Eurasian watermilfoil looks like and what the expectations for this program are. We're excited for you to be looking at your shoreline, hopefully about 2 to 3 times a week when you're in town. There's absolutely no need to make a special trip for this program. Perhaps you do this while you're having coffee, and especially after a day of onshore winds, which are more likely to blow debris and small plants to your shore. All you're looking for is sprigs of plants. As you can see in this video, some of these plants may be small, so you might need to pick them up to look closer. They also might be dirty and they might need a quick rinse. What you're seeing in this specific clip is all native plants on the shoreline. This here is native milfoil, but we will clarify the difference between native and Eurasian water milfoil later in this training video. Ultimately, if you find a plant that's suspect to you after this training and comparing the sprig to your identification sheet, please reach out to your lake biologist and text them a picture of the plant. Keep that suspicious sprig in water until we can confirm identification. Each day that you take a look at the shoreline, mark it on your recording sheet so that at the end of the summer, we can compile how many times we've had eyes on our shore.
So here's a side-by-side comparison of a native on top and Eurasian water milfoil on the bottom. You can notice a pretty distinct color. Usually it's the green plants are the native, and the more cream colored pink stemmed are the Eurasian water milfoil. The distance between the leaflets on the stem is much larger, the distance versus very short distance on the native plant. And if you were to count the pairs of leaflets, if you get between 7, usually 7 and 11, you have, that would be on top here, if you count the pairs of leaflets on, if you take one of these off and count the pairs of leaflets, if you get between 7 and 11, you're looking at a native plant. And if you take one of the leaflets off from Eurasian water milfoil and lay it out and count the leaflet pairs, there are going to be much more. You're going to get between 12 and 21 usually.
So now that you've seen some training on what Eurasian versus native water milfoil looks like, let's look at some pictures on the shoreline, some video on the shoreline. So as you see here, we're coming across a sprig, and this here is Eurasian water milfoil. We know that because the leaflets are far apart from one another and it's a lighter color. These two smaller sprigs, though, those bright green, those are native milfoil. And then we have another Eurasian water milfoil. That white stem is a dead giveaway. It's also a bit limper out of water. This last sprig of native water milfoil holds its shape more when it's out of water. So this native milfoil here, you can see its leaflets stay pretty rigid out of water, and you won't see the same for Eurasian water milfoil. It's sort of limpier and it just looks sort of deflated out of the water. The color is very noticeable in the native versus Eurasian. We hope that this helps. Please reach out with any questions that you have. Thank you for your work with us. We appreciate it, and we're excited to have all eyes on the water this summer.